Good evening, Kilby family. This is Dr. Kirkman, the director here at Kilby Laboratory School, for those who don't know me. And I have to say that because we've got a lot of new families that are going to be joining our Kilby family this fall. And I am super, super excited about that. I'm also super excited to welcome back our returning students and families for a great 2022-2023 school year. Our teachers came back this morning, and I'll tell you, we spent the first few minutes here back at Kilby celebrating the successes from last year. We were looking at our data from last year. As many of you that were here with us last year know that our students participated or utilized the iReady software system for diagnostics and helping them prepare themselves and to better themselves with reading and math. And then we also took the ACAP summative test at the end of the year, which is our state test that we test our 2nd through 6th graders with reading and math, and then science for some of our grades. And so we had an opportunity to look at that data and to celebrate the fact that we had over 90% of our students were proficient in reading according to the iReady diagnostic, which was phenomenal. And that was actually a goal that we had set out for ourselves at the beginning of the year. Our mantra was, why not 90? And we actually hit 91% with our iReady diagnostics. And so we're super, super proud of that. We also were very happy to see that we had the highest ACAP scores of all the other elementary schools in the area. To talk about the reading proficiency of our 3rd graders, we were at 97% in reading proficiency with our 3rd grade, which is fantastic. 2nd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, all of our classes that took the ACAP did exceptionally well and scored way above the state average. So we took some time to celebrate that this morning. And so we're looking at those test results, and we're going to figure out what we can do to be even better this upcoming year. I do want to let you know that we are rolling out a new curriculum for our language arts, or for our reading. It's entitled Open Court. And so you'll be hearing more about that from your classroom teachers, but this is a reading curriculum that is proven to be research-based. It's very connected to the science of reading. And so we really believe that we're going to be able to use this as a foundation for our reading curriculum and instruction here at Kilby. We're going to keep doing the great things that we've always been doing. I believe if it's not broke, don't fix it. But our teachers are also masterful enough to know where they can pull in resources, and they're going to be doing that to make sure that your child has the absolute best educational experience and opportunity to not only achieve, but to also grow. And that's going to be a big, big issue and a big focus for us this year too, is we don't want them to just achieve, but we want them to continuously grow over the course of this year in their reading and their math, all of the subjects involved. I also want to say that we've got some new faces in the building at Kilby this year. We have hired Miss Avery Witt. She will be doing our music program. Miss Escott was able to find employment somewhere else that was in the best interest of her and her personal needs. And so we're very grateful for the time that she put in here. But she did resign. And so we do have a new music teacher in place who is experienced and is ready to go and is very excited to meet your students, to meet our babies, and to continue in the vein of success that we've had these last few years. She's also going to be looking at starting an instrumental program, which I'm especially excited about. So you'll be getting some information about our Kilby quote-unquote band program that we're going to look to try to launch this coming year as well, because we want them to be prepared for those students that may want to go to the middle school and be in the performing arts and the instrumental music programs there. So you'll be hearing some more information about that as well. We also are very, very excited to note that we have 3 graduate assistants in the building this year. Miss Sarah Sharp will be returning to us. She worked in our kindergarten last year, did a fantastic job, so she'll be working with us again this year. We also have added a young lady by the name of Alexis Gomez. She is a recent UNA grad, is going to come in and do some amazing work with our teachers and also help with our STEM and STEAM programs and our robotics. And then we have another individual coming in named Kaylin Bone. She's going to be coming in serving as a graduate assistant, helping us actually being able to offer some foreign language for our students this year. So your students will begin to receive some instruction with some Spanish and have some foreign language immersion projects within their content and their courses. So super excited about having these 3 individuals on board with us this year as we advance our programs. Now, I know you all have a lot of questions orientation-wise, and so I want to try to briefly just kind of go over some basics for you. And again, if you have any questions at the end of this, feel free to reach out to us so we can try to answer your questions to the best of our ability. As you know, we will be starting back school next Tuesday, a week from today, August 9th. The times are still the same. The doors will open at 7:35. Our kindergarten and pre-K students will be dropped off in the back. If those students have older siblings, we will allow them to come through the kindergarten room along with their younger siblings. We will be keeping that back door closed to the building because we are trying to create a safer environment and kind of shore up some things from a security standpoint. So in the mornings, our back door will not be open, but we will have the entrance open when they come into their kindergarten class. And so those older siblings will just simply walk through the kindergarten and on into the building. And that just helps cut down on traffic and having to have an extra door open. Okay, so I just wanted you to know that on the first day of school and thereafter. Also note that in the mornings, those of you that are dropping off in the front of the school, again, we just ask that your student be ready to get out of the car by the time that they pull up to the curb. Again, that starts off at about 7:30. I know some of you all get here a little early, but at 7:35 is when we're going to open that front door. And we ask as you come to the curb, if you will pull as far ahead as possible. That way we can unload as many cars as we can. We want to get your students out safely, but we also want to get them out swiftly so we don't have traffic backed up out on Pine Street, because that does become an issue sometimes when students don't get out of the car as soon as we need them to, okay? So if you will help us with that, making sure your student gets out as soon as possible when they pull up to that curb, that will greatly cut down on our time and cut down on our traffic as well. But all of those procedures are fairly the same. If you're new to Kilby, you'll just come down. You'll come into the main parking lot from the front off of Pine Street and just come and follow the traffic flow, and you'll see very easily what you'll need to do for drop off. Now for pickup, it is a little different. There is more of a serpentine design in the parking lot. And again, we'll have some direction for you. For those who don't know what that looks like, we'll have some direction for you the first few days. And once you get the hang of it, it'll be easy breezy. Again, we just ask that as you pull up, make sure that you are displaying your numbers. You will receive traffic numbers. So we'll be able to know who child goes with who. Again, we want to be safe with that and make sure that we're putting your children in the correct vehicles. Dismissal, again, is the same thing, just making sure that you go to the right locations. Kindergartners and pre-K will get picked up in the back of the school. Those older siblings, we will send them down to the kindergarten room for dismissal, so they will all leave out of the same entrance. Okay, so that's all it is really to know about pickup and dismissal. And again, it only takes a couple of days to get that down, and we're usually running pretty smooth. So thank you in advance for your cooperation and support with those things that we're asking you to do for that. Some of you all had some questions about lunch in the cafeteria. So for the last few years, we've enjoyed being able to eat for free due to a federal program that Florence City Schools qualified for. This year, there is a very similar program that they qualified for, but there were certain provisions that were attached to that money. And unfortunately, by the way Kilby is set up, Kilby Laboratory School did not qualify for that funding for allow us to have free lunch. With that being said, we are this year having to go back to paying for lunches as opposed to the free lunch program. And there are the two main factors is basically the numbers of our free and reduced students does not meet the quota or the criteria to receive that free federal funding. And then the other piece of it is that we do not offer a breakfast program here at Kilby. So that's what I was told as far as why we don't qualify for the free lunch program like the other Florence City schools do. And to be honest with you, we're not really set up for a breakfast program right now. physically with our cafeteria nor with our staffing. So that's one of the reasons why we did not qualify for that. So I know many of you all were asking about that. So I just wanted to clear that up. So that being said, lunches individually are $2.30. I believe that's right. $2.30 for students. $3 for adults if you're coming to visit and eat in the cafeteria and get a tray. We do encourage every student to purchase a tray, and that equates to $48 a month. I think that's what we've done in the past. We did not go up on prices on any of that. And so with the online pay portal system, you can use that to pay for your lunch ahead of time. Most people just pay it up in front, $48 for the month for your child. There is a difference in ice cream. We did have to go up on that. So the price of any ice cream for your child to purchase will be $1, and that's across the board. And ice cream will only be served on Tuesdays and Thursdays this year. We're not going to do that every single day. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, if your child wants to bring $1 for lunch to have ice cream, they'll be able to purchase that on those days only. Also, I was told that Miss Kathy is asking that we're going to wait a little while before we start serving ice cream. So please don't send money right away. I think she's wanting to wait till right after Labor Day. That'll give her time to get the ice cream in, to get the freezers all set up and whatnot. So just keep that in mind, and we'll send out a notice whenever it is time to be able to start purchasing ice cream. Okay. A couple of dates that I want you to keep in mind. The first one is, and I mentioned this earlier in a message, the fact that we're not having an orientation program ahead of time. We do want to have an opportunity for you to come into the building, for you to meet the teachers, for you to see the learning environment, and to maybe ask some questions in person with our teachers. More importantly, we want to give you an opportunity to plug into our PTO organization. So on August the 25th, which is a Thursday, at 5:30 p.m., we will be having an open house here at Kilby. August the 25th at 5:30 p.m. So we're going to take that evening for you to come. Again, we're going to have a meeting with our PTO. Our PTO officers will have an opportunity to talk about some things, to welcome you officially to the parent-teacher organization. Also give you an opportunity to plug in and maybe volunteer for some committees that they have set up. After that brief meeting, we'll give you an opportunity to actually go to your classrooms, and where you'll actually get to meet your teacher. By that time, your students will have actually completed some work and some assignments. And so you might have an opportunity to maybe talk about their progress at that point as well. So just know, again, August the 25th at 5:30 is when we will have that PTO/open house here at Kilby. So if you will, mark your calendar. And again, you'll be hearing more about that closer to time as well. I want to point you to our website, in which it is still kind of a work in progress, but our school calendar is located there for the 2022-2023 school year. I strongly encourage you to please put your eyes on our school calendar, especially as you're planning trips and different things of that nature, okay? Your children's success is predicated upon them receiving in-person instruction. We need them here. We need them here as much as possible. So we're really encouraging you guys, if you will, be mindful of when you schedule vacations and things of that nature, because we do not need your students missing valuable instruction time. Okay. Now, we can't tell you when to take vacation. I'm not naive. You can do what you want to do, but we really want to encourage you to try to think about when you schedule certain trips and vacations and things. If we've got a long weekend here at the school, that kind of thing, we encourage you to take advantage of those opportunities whenever you can, okay? But the more your kids are here, the more we have a better opportunity of giving them that good instruction and helping them grow academically, okay? So we just ask that you help us with that. Also on our website, you should see our student handbook, our Kilby handbook. To save paper, we did not make hard copies for everyone, but there is a link there where you can click and actually get see a PDF copy of our handbook. And there is a form there at the end of the handbook that we're going to ask you to sign, verifying that you've seen the handbook and that you also grant permission for your child's likeness or image to possibly be used for some of the publications and things that we have. We get a lot of publicity here at Kilby for all the great things that we do. And sometimes those publicity pieces include pictures or maybe small videos or whatever of your students. And so we want to make sure that we have your permission to use their likeness in the event that we have those things go out. Also, keep in mind that by us being a laboratory school, there may be times when some of our UNA pre-service teachers need to record their lessons or record some of the activities that they're doing. So we just want to, again, make sure that we've got your permission to do that. Not that those things are going to be advertised or used for monetary purposes or anything like that, because they're not. They're all going to be used for educational purposes, but we want to make sure that we have secured your permission in doing that. So if you will, take a look at our handbook, make sure that you understand everything that we're expecting, and then fill out that last form, letting us know that you've seen the handbook and also letting us know that we have your permission to use your child's likeness. Okay? Again, we're just excited for a great upcoming year. We've got a lot of great things in store. We're going to get our robotics teams up and running again. We're going to encourage you all to participate in our after-school strings program. We're going to get that going once again as well. I've encouraged the teachers this morning to look at ways that we can try to reinstate some of our fun field trips that we usually take. You know, I miss our students going to the Space and Rocket Center, going to the Civil Rights Museum, going to the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, going to the Helen Keller House. All the wonderful field trips and things that we used to take traditionally before COVID came along. I'm ready to get back to some of those things, back to some of those great activities that makes Kilby such a special place. So just be mindful that you'll be hearing some things about that. But I also want to encourage you to plug in. Look for opportunities to where you can maybe volunteer or be an active part of your child's classroom. I know our teachers definitely appreciate any support that you can give them. And as a school, we're going to continue to strive and work in excellence. We talked about our brand a little bit this morning, and our reputation, and reputation is important, but, reputation is one thing because that's just something that you heard. I want you to be mindful and think about the things that you know for a fact, regardless of what you heard. And what that makes me think about and point my mind to is our data and the fact that our students are continuing to be some of the highest performing, highest scoring students in the district, in the region, and if not the state. So that says a lot about our academic programs. It says a lot about our teachers because our success would not be possible without all their hard work and without your commitment from your end in supporting your child's education. So I just encourage you to continue to do that. We've got about a week before school starts. Now would be a good time to kind of start getting them back in those sleep habits, maybe getting them to go to bed at a reasonable time again instead of staying up late, and kind of maybe waking them up a little bit earlier than normal, just to make sure that their sleep patterns are going to start falling in line with what they're expected to do when school starts. Okay, that's just a suggestion. Okay, but again, main thing is we want your kids to be successful. Any school supplies and things that you have, the teacher said they feel confident about them just bringing them in the first day. So we'll get those things in, and we'll get those supplies put away and situated. Many of you all have already paid your supply fees, and we've already been able to order a lot of things on your behalf. I don't know about you, but it was nice to avoid some of those crowds and getting those school supplies. And that's just a service that we wanted to offer you for convenience, okay? So just keep that in mind. Again, I may not have answered every one of your questions. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to, again, reach out, call us, email me. My email address is ekirkman@una.edu. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions regarding anything. Our student fee is still $750. Most of you all have enrolled in the payroll deduction program. If you have not done that, I encourage you to do that. If you have not enrolled, just know that the deadline for that fee is due October 1st. So please make sure you get that in if you have not taken care of that. We will have our after-school program up and running as usual. We did not go up on that fee, so that fee is $6 per day. So if you do not pick your child up after 3:10 or by 3:10, they will automatically be sent to after school. So please make sure that you get here by 3:10 for pickup. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and put them in after school, and there will be that $6 charge. That's all I can think of for now, and I know there's probably a lot of other details and things I could talk about or that you might have questions about. So reach out to us. Again, we are looking forward to a great school year. I'm super excited. I told the teachers I feel better this year than I did this time last year from a health standpoint. So I definitely thank you for all the prayers and thoughts because I had kind of a rough year from a health standpoint, but I'm feeling a whole lot better, and I'm very thankful for that. So we're looking forward to a great school year. Looking forward to meeting you and seeing your face in the building as we advanced our programs and continue to make Kilby the place to be. Because I truly believe this is a special place, and you are a lot of that reason why it's special. So I look forward to seeing your babies' faces next Tuesday. So that's all I have for now. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Take care, guys, and roar Lions.